Okay.
What is this?
Is everything can be heard, correct?
Maybe.
I think so. It says it's coming through.
I had to mute the tab, or else I would have.
I'll turn
Yeah, I
Faye
can
up
hear
a bit.
everything. I hear it too.
Why are you laughing like that?
Why is it- Oh,
Oh,
I love it.
my god.
This is so
This-
cute.
This is adorable.
Oh,
because
Sarah's
Sarah's-
cutting out so much. Oh, I figured me and Sarah could be the original Fredbear and Springtrap.
And we are the children that die.
And I gave Faye a pizza because at least she can have pizza in the digital world rather than in the real world. And Qestir's just happy to be here.
100%. This was amazing.
And I replaced your frog with Mr. Carl. Turns
Is that
out
his name?
his name is quite literally Carl the Cupcake.
I didn't know that.
I love
What
your
is going
baby
on
shark in
with
the
your
corner.
Jeff?
What do you mean? I don't see a Jeff near me. What are you talking about?
Don't say that. We see him.
Right,
The
I don't know what you're talking about. It must be a hallucination. Anyways,
Check your oxygen.
hello everybody.
Oh, no.
Welcome here to potentially hell. Depends on what you consider it.
I know.
But this is where we will be living for the next 5 hours.
5.
5 hours? How long is this gonna take to explain this?
You tell me, Sarah.
What do you mean?
Listen, we both have to do our part in explaining this because I feel like if I were to try and explain the entirety of the lore by myself, it would be not put together properly.
I only know a little bit, like from what Game Theory put out, but not like every single video.
Okay, well, before we start with anything, hey, you go first. What's your weekly obsession?
Does it count as weekly if it just started literally a couple days ago?
If it's
Black
Monster
Butler
Hunter, I
came-
swear to God.
Okay, no, I was gonna say my aunt. Well, Monster Hunter is one of them because the new update came out and I've been fighting the 2 new monsters like crazy to get the new set. But the other
You
thing
nine other
is,
people.
it's true. And then my other one is Black Butler's new season came out and it is fantastic. The opening and closing is absolutely beautiful. I haven't been able to stop listening to the opening. I'm so glad that it's back. It's my favorite arc, so I'm just looking so forward to see it animated.
Ooh.
Her little weeb ass.
Leave my weeb ass alone.
How about you, Qestir? What's your weekly obsession?
This week I have been really into mopping and eating.
Wow. What an obsession.
I have been mopping. Okay, I don't know how our floors got so dirty, but like no matter how many times I mop, it's still like the water's still brown. So I had been on the floor scrubbing the past week. And
Could it
it's
be the fact that you have
clean.
500 dogs?
I don't know what you're talking about. My dogs are
Or-
clean AF.
I thought you were about to denounce having dogs, and I was like, Qestir, there's proof.
No, and then probably because I mop so much, I have been non-stop eating.
What?
I'm
Wait.
I just get
Where's the
tired. I'm old.
correlation?
I'm old. I get hungry after I work.
Okay.
That is all.
Sure. Mopping and cleaning and eating.
Eating.
After
What
mopping.
what a mom and adult thing to say.
I mean, listen, I'm surprised that she can even mop considering her ankle, but
That is also true.
on the floor
That's
scrubbing.
why. That's why my ankle is still swollen.
Mhm.
Oh dear God.
Qestir.
At that point, just hire a cleaning service. Enlist the children around you.
Doesn't have the money to do that.
Pay them $5.
Children could never get the floors as clean as I could. But I've been
Wow.
eating a lot of Korean food, Shitty. A lot. I've been really into spicy food for some reason.
but not garlicky food.
Right.
I mean, but garlic is the flavor of the world.
She doesn't care for it.
Well, okay. I mean, Sarah thinks it's too spicy.
Okay.
Garlic is spicy. It's true,
Not
but it's
that
not the kind of
spicy.
spicy I like.
You mean tteokbokki, Shinny?
Oh, I'm about to. I don't want to sound
Where's
obsessed,
this going?
but I'm about to go get tteokbokki after this podcast is over.
Wow. And you're not even sharing. How could you?
Come here. I'll buy you all the tteokbokki.
Bitch, I'm gonna. Like, you just wait.
We're heading over there soon.
Okay, Sarah. You better not say it's the pens you just bought.
I mean,
This is
My
not
God.
weekly if it's what you just did today.
I've been watching. I mean, I've been watching a lot of One Piece. That's kind. I know. I think I said that last
Ooh.
time. Well, One Piece came back yesterday. The anime finished its hiatus, so it's
Ooh.
picking back up again. And just it's so good. Oh, it's,
Okay. Not
I'm
in the
just-
spring trap suit, please.
it's just and I've been watching a lot with a friend too. So I mean, that's kind of. I mean, medical stuff. I guess again has kind of been an obsession because I went to the ER this
Mhm.
on Sunday night.
I think that's considered an obsession.
Okay, Qestir is mopping. I can't mind be my medical problems.
I mean, mine's
'Cause I
boring
was-
too.
Because I was waiting pretty much all week for a culture to come back, and it finally came back, and it's normal, thank God.
The cultures.
Oh.
It took me a second to know what you were talking about when you said cultures, but
You know, she wanted to get something in her.
No, I don't want anything in me.
Oh.
Qestir, don't make those noises. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, do you have a D&D update, or did you
I
not do
do
it this
have
week?
a different. I was
Okay.
about to say I have a D&D update. So we left off last week where we had just kind of entered this flashback of the general guy that we're trying to find and bring back. And we went through that entire flashback. It was an entire battle sequence pretty much. And we were able to save all the civilians, beat all the Warforged, all that stuff. At the very end, the person who's usually our fighter, but was in the body of a wizard at the moment,
Sure.
got hit by like a catapult.
Like, not by
at the
something
very
from the
end.
catapult, but by a catapult itself.
No, I'm assuming something from the catapult. And that's where that ended, and we just kind of kept getting closer and closer to this guy. And we just kept witnessing flashbacks and everything like that. So now we're in another flashback at the moment. That's another battle. And we're the same people, except we're like hardened veterans of this war. So we have a
Sure.
lot more abilities and everything. So now that's kind of where we're at. It's not a very impressive.
So you had like a
Update.
shonen time skip sort of thing.
I'm not really. I mean, I guess in flashback terms, sure.
I mean, sometimes that's how it works. Some of them have really weird time-wimey stuff.
Because these aren't us. These are random people that were in this war.
Not the
That
random
were
people
now.
that you're living
that
through
we
their
are-
trauma.
Yes. So that's kind of honestly where we're at. Not a lot happened in terms of story, because we're technically in the same place. We're just kind of witnessing how this specific war went down from this one guy's perspective in like chunks. But I will say, when I was buying my pens, The person who was ringing us up and everything, I was wearing my arson frog shirt.
Sure.
Nice.
I had my frog backpack, and then I also had the frog telephone necklace on. And so I got a lot of mentions about how people liked my bag and stuff like that.
Cute.
And other than the pens that I bought at Joann's, I also bought a frog claw clip for my hair, and some frog earrings.
Oh boy.
And so it was very funny because twice while we were in Joann's, including the cashier, was like, I like your bag, or I like your shirt. And I was like, yeah, can you tell I like frogs? And I just held everything up. But she was, because I was with my British friend, who is also very autistic. And
she doesn't mean that in a derogatory way, mind you. I have to always preface that.
Well, and I'm talking to this cashier who even was like, she said that she wasn't diagnosed, but she was pretty sure she was autistic too. And she thought we were she thought we were great. And she was like, next you're gonna tell me you play D&D. And I'm like, well, we do, ho ho. And she was trying to get us to like join her D&D club, and I'm like, we don't really live in this area, unfortunately. But there was a time where I had grabbed, because I had grabbed so many pens, I had found little containers to like put the pens in so they weren't falling through the cart. And the way we were gonna bring them up was we were gonna count all of them, and then she was just gonna bulk put them in. And so I literally handed one of the cups to my friend, and I said, okay, use your autism, start sorting.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's
This is
my
why Sarah can't be in
first and
public
last.
spaces.
okay.
Because you'll say that to some random person one day.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know. You've said some questionable things to people, even people that you know, and people that you don't know as well.
No, son. When I know the person well enough, and I knew this person well enough, I will say a lot of random shit. I say a lot of random shit to you too.
That's because I've come to expect it from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people do not. Anyways.
The only person in this call that I would not say as weird of shit to would be Qestir.
You should hear some of the things that come out of Qestir.
I've been here with some of those things that Qestir has said.
I'm just saying. She's said a lot of questionable things over the years. My weekly obsession is very boring, but it's not. Only
It's not
because it's not mopping. It's not a thing. Well, it is a thing. My weekly obsession is patience.
Oh,
Like,
tell us more.
The practice of patience, not as in a doctor's patience.
okay.
Because only because a lot of things happened this week that happened multiple times within the entirety of this past week, where it was situations that if I really wanted to, I could force myself to be more stressed out and try to do something quicker. But the reality was I was not in that mood most of the time, and I was just like, every time an inconvenience would happen where I would need to wait or I wouldn't be going as fast as I thought I could, I would just be like, patience. And then I would stay where I was. Like, there was multiple times where there was horrible things happening on the freeway that I had to just be okay with, because I was like, there's no point in getting upset at this. But then also something random that had happened, I say random, it was more like unexpected. I had ordered this tiny little camera a while back that I wanted because I wanted to like take pictures more easily within a time frame of being able to throw it in a bag and get it out. But I ordered this tiny little camera, and I ordered this probably like 3 weeks ago, I want to say. And I had heard that they had come out with the shipping label and everything, but that was like at least 2 weeks ago at this point, and I hadn't seen anything since. And so I was just like, patience. And what ended up happening was literally Friday night, I want to say, it said that it had shipped randomly, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then Saturday night, not morning, night, and not like 7 p.m., like probably 10:30, 11 at night, it randomly texts me and says, your package was delivered. To which I'm like, what? I don't get packages at nighttime. And I thought it was a scam at first, but then I walked out to check the front door, and it was sitting there ominously, no truck around. I don't know why or how it managed to get like overnight delivery, considering it was from a different country, but it was there just all of a sudden. And that on top of everything else that had been happening with a multitude of things, there's also stuff that happened with certain people I was talking to at work. Like, there's just a multitude of things where I was just like, you know, I'm gonna practice patience because I don't need to have everything happen immediately. I have time. Which is the
That's
opposite of
very
Qestir.
Yeah.
Because she does
running
not
out of
have
time.
that. Oh my gosh. But then, I guess for weekly song count, I got 14 new ones.
Dang.
It's not that much considering. And I would say my main one is called Bunky Pop by Sleigh Bells from their new album Bunky Becky Birthday Boy.
What in the world?
fuck?
Yeah, I
And
believe
know
it.
that sounds like clown music, but I swear it's not. Because
Sounds like it is.
okay, to be fair, I've liked this group, Sleigh Bells. It's a duo of a vocalist and a main guitarist. And they produce very like loud in your face music that is, I mean, I guess it could be considered early hyperpop if that's even what would be considered, but it's less poppy and more rocky. I.e. Bunky Becky Birthday Boy. And the entirety of the album is very much them with a lot more vocal choppy stuff, which they don't have all the time. And the Bunky Pop specifically is the main title track of the album, and the hook of it is just stuck in my head. Bunky Becky Birthday Girl.
Just that over and over in your head.
Well, that's not the only thing they sing in the song, but it's a very energetic, in your face song. So I don't know, I've been listening to it a lot recently. And technically speaking, the group that I'm supposed to see this upcoming Tuesday came out with a
Hi, Anthony.
single too. So that's gonna probably be my weekly obsession next week, let's be real. But yeah. Anyways, welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's. Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's.
If only you knew that Sarah was naked in that Springtrap suit right now.
I am not.
You can't tell.
It's fully naked.
She got in, unbeknownst to her. She didn't know she was gonna be in that
I
suit.
didn't.
But yeah, so tell me, first of all, Faye, what do you remember? Brief overview of Five Nights at
God.
Freddy's lore.
I remember characters. So like I know there's a purple guy. I know that he is like he could be the killer or something. I know that a lot of the suits are controlled by like kids who have died in them, who were murdered in them. And that's pretty much like my base knowledge. Everything else is like, oh, I have heard of that before because I watched a video on it, but I can't like give a lecture on this nonsense.
What about you, Qestir? Anything?
All I know is there's a guy who's hired to be a security at some shop, and he has to try to stay alive because the animatronics come alive. That's all I know.
Well, Sarah, how do we
Am I
do?
supposed
How do we do it to him?
Do what?
Murder.
Okay.
We're getting stuffed in suits.
Because here's the thing, the way that the timeline works, like the official canonic timeline, is not the same way that the game release timeline works.
No. Okay, here's well, kind of it is, but not really. Okay, it depends. The timeline I'm working off of is Game Theory's Ultimate FNAF timeline that was released in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That goes up to Security Breach, does not include Ruin, and includes information from the books. Nothing from the movie. I don't even know if the movie had come out by the time that happened.
Is it considered separate lore?
Yes, the
Oh,
movie
God.
is completely separate. Movie does not follow the lore of the games at all.
I have a question. Is all of this we're discussing confirmed or
No.
No.
theory? Okay.
It's a game theory.
Do you remember? I don't know if you watched it, but back when I did my entire Luniverse thing and how none of it was confirmed and it was basically just under the guise of people were figuring it out for themselves. That's basically all of Five Nights at Freddy's lore, other than like maybe names, because those are like confirmed in games.
Yeah.
But in terms of like specifics and everything, it's mainly just based off of interpretations of what's in the games.
I see. Love it.
Because the creator technically retired, and I doubt he would ever come out with an actual lore book. So
Yeah, it's all we really have is bits and pieces. And that's why I'm telling you that the version I'm going off of is Game Theory's Ultimate one.
I see.
That Matt came up with.
I think I know part of that. I'm sure probably some of what I remember is wrong. But I think I know up until probably Security Breach. Maybe I vaguely know about the Five Nights at Freddy's AR thing, but then Security Breach is when I get lost.
That's why. So I have a quiz.
Oh,
I was told to make a quiz.
it's true.
He's right here.
No.
Yes. Different quiz. I have a quiz, and it goes up to Ultimate Custom Night.
Yeah.
I did not include anything from past Game 6. Because, in my opinion, Game 6, which is Ultimate Custom Night, is where the main story ends. There is some extra stuff that happens with Security Breach. It feels like a really weird sequel that kind of is being, like, sewn in. And it's like, we'll leave that. Ultimate Custom Night tied everything up in a nice little bow, and I like how it ends. So we're gonna leave it at that.
Oh, God. Okay, so in the beginning.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Before we do this, did you want to do like a quick, like, speed run of the story, or did you want to do the quiz first and see how they take it?
What did you put on quiz? Did you make it like multiple choice?
I am like half of it's multiple choice. I am kind of adding another multiple choice because I didn't have time.
Okay.
So I'm kind of doing it now.
Then sure, let's do that first. We'll see how wrong I am too.
Alrighty. So, and it's kind of in a chronological order type deal. So, first question. And feel free to play in chat.
Yeah, all of you know so much about FNAF lore.
Which character does the FNAF story revolve around? And tell me, I won't give multiple choices unless you want them.
I'll let
The
them.
bear.
You think?
You know,
Wouldn't
honestly,
you?
I mean, the bear is Freddy.
There's a lot of iterations of him,
Oh.
but I think what Sarah's looking for is like one central person that has not changed.
I will say this is the only one where I will accept two different answers for.
I was gonna say the purple guy because I just keep hearing about him in every fucking game.
The security guard?
The duck?
What?
Shit, he said the duck!
Okay, my answer would probably be William Afton.
Okay. I would give it to all of you because you're all right in your own ways.
Ooh.
Wow, this quiz is so easy to pass.
Okay, because it is William Afton, who is the purple guy.
Oh, well.
But it's also the security guard, who is the same security guard throughout the whole game.
Well, which game?
Throughout all of the games. It's the same security guard.
Is it?
It, according to games theories,
Games theories.
timeline. According to game theories timeline, it is.
So is it supposed
And
to
that's
be
a question
Michael?
for later.
I'm
We'll get to
confused.
there. Okay. Next question: who is William Afton? Not
Like
not purple
biography?
guy. Yeah, like what is kind of his like. This is the one I'll give multiple choice for because I think this is what is needed for that. Is he the creator of Freddy and the gang, a murderer, a robotic genius, or all of the above?
All the above.
No, he's not a robotic genius.
No, he's not a robotic genius. You're
He's
right.
a
He stuffs
murderer.
them in. He
'Cause
is a murderer.
if I
Isn't he the No, he's not the purple guy.
wait, you said William Afton, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, he's a murderer. And what was the first choice?
Owner.
The creator of Freddy and the gang.
Well, no, he's not. It was a co-creation, and he's not the animatronic side. Because wasn't
He's
there?
a murderer.
He was a murderer, but he was supposed to be like business, right? And the other guy, I think his name was like Henry, was like the animatronic creator.
What?
Cooney's coming to kill us.
Ah,
Cooney
my
is an
wife is yelling at.
animatronic.
She's telling me she's trying to escape to get to you guys.
It all makes sense.
So that's quizzes. Is that what everyone else is saying, or?
I mean, he knows more than me, but yeah,
I
he's
say all the above.
Well,
Sure.
Qestir is correct. He is the original creator of Freddy and the gang. When I say Freddy and the gang, I'm specifically referring to
The animatronic.
Golden Freddy and Golden Bonnie.
Was he the
Who's
one
Bonnie?
that was in
The
Oh,
suit
no.
I'm in is Bonnie.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah is Bonnie.
Oh, the rabbit.
He,
Okay.
is that the one that he like? I feel like I remember somebody saying that that's what he wore to murder children.
Is he considered a robotics person because he made all the people like baby and everything?
Yes.
Mm.
Mm,
He
He made baby.
he he surpassed Henry. And that's actually one of the that's the next question. Who is Henry Emily? A robotic genius, the founder of Chica's Party World, William's rival, or all of the above?
All the above.
Love.
Chica's Party World.
Yes. Henry, so the way that the story goes is that William saw a dancing bear show during the Great Depression as a child, and he was inspired to try and recreate it as an adult, and that's why he made the Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy suits. And it got fairly popular and all that stuff, and someone hired Henry Emily to make some animatronics in a very similar way to what William had going on, except they were robots and there weren't people in the suits. So he ended up creating the animatronics that were in Chica's Party World, which became the direct rival of whatever William had going on. I don't think it had a natural name.
I thought it did have
So-
a name.
Nice.
It was like a.
The first one, I don't think did. At least I don't remember it if it did. So, what is the name of the main franchise that we follow in this story?
Freddy's Pizzeria or something?
That's the thing though, because the companies keep changing. Because
I have no idea.
I'm trying to remember, because there's like a pizza. It's not a pizzeria, I don't think. It's considered something else. And I know that I think one of
Freddy's
them,
Diner.
like one of the early ones, was a diner.
I remember the diner.
But I think that was back when it didn't have animatronics.
I thought it was like Freddy's
Chuck E. Cheese.
Fazbear's Pizza.
No.
It was Chuck E. Cheese. Hell yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the beginning one was like Fredbear's Family Diner, and then they rebranded to the Is it pizzeria?
I thought it was like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but I remember the diner as well. It's like Freddy's Family Diner or something like that. I don't remember. I remember vaguely.
Do you want to just lock those in, or did you want the multiple choice?
Multiple
Do
choice.
choice.
Okay. Is it Fazbear Entertainment, Fredbear's Family Diner, Emily Enterprises, or the Afton Trust?
Ah, shit. None of
B.
those are what we said.
What was the second one?
Fredbear's Family Diner,
I'll go with that one.
And what was the
B.
first one?
Fazbear Entertainment.
Isn't it the first one?
It
So,
is.
Yeah, because that's
It
like the
is
overarching
Fazbear
managing
Entertainment.
of the companies.
Yes, that is the name of the overall franchise. That is the overall franchise that was created once William and Henry merged
Fucked.
into. No, well, maybe.
Well,
A little bit.
They merged into one entity.
oh,
Not in a literal sense.
no, that comes later on.
It kind of does.
It does.
Not in that way specifically, but yeah.
Well, it depends on how you
Okay.
get to-
So, how many kids did William have?
I think I know. I'll let you two decide.
How many kids?
Yes.
Can we get, I mean, I feel like multiple choice.
3.
Well,
'Cause
I'll tell
there's
you the
3
multiple
on
choice
the
is 1, 2,
poster.
3, or 4.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Sure, 3 is the magic number.
It
No.
is.
Oh, it is?
No.
Sorry.
No, it's not a magic number.
It is
Wait,
3.
who's the third one? Because I only remember 2 of them.
There's the older brother, the younger brother, and then the daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is the younger brother the one that died?
Yes. I mean, well,
Okay.
they all kind of die in their own
They all kind of died, but I
The
remember
younger
like
brother
there being an
died
animation.
first.
I remember like an animation of like him being bullied, and then his head was put in the mouth of an animation or an animation, the mouth of an animatronic, and then it went crunch. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's when the first one died.
And guess what? His brother's the one that put him in there.
Oh,
Yep.
I think I remember that.
This is why you can never have siblings.
True.
I have a lot of them.
We say as the younger
Yes.
sibling.
Then which one died next after that?
I want to say it was the girl.
How did she die?
We'll get to that. Hold on.
Damn it.
Let me get through the quiz.
We'll
Goddamn.
get to
Okay,
the
fine.
lore.
Okay.
The brother
who
killed
is
his brother, yes.
who is William's oldest child?
Michael.
I'll go with Michael. I don't know names.
I
I have multiple choice too.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
I have Michael, Charlie, Cassidy, or Elizabeth.
Sticking with Michael.
I still say Michael.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Michael.
And you're correct. It is Michael. Michael Afton.
Woo!
That's why
Michael
at the
Pufty.
beginning, I would have accepted either William Afton or Michael Afton as the main characters.
Ah, it ain't Cassidy, said she. Yeah.
No, Cassidy exists
That's
somewhere
a-
else in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
What character did William Afton create completely from scratch?
Didn't we say that it was Freddy and Bonnie? I thought I heard you say
There's
that.
only one answer. There's only one correct answer.
I'm pretty sure I
Bonnie.
already said it on accident.
I'll go with Bonnie.
Baby.
Oh. That's true, you did say that.
Who's baby?
You're a baby.
I'm realizing this isn't really a good question 'cause if we look at the entirety of the lore. I made this with the idea of the first few games in mind. Golden Bonnie is the one. And I
was close.
specifically say completely from scratch because this is the only one that he hand so it was a hand sewn suit that he made. The original one.
So what is this a cosplay competition? Why are we going with the hand sewn?
I just, this was something that was like, ignore it. Okay, never mind.
Oh dear God.
Listen, I wrote down these questions like at 1 a.m. Okay.
Wow. How well prepared you are.
Shut up. I was told this on Wednesday and I was having issues. How many confirmed wearable suits were there?
Jesus.
2.
5.
I'm pretty
So
sure
I have
2.
5, we have 2.
I'll go in between and say 4.
Quiz is correct, it is 2.
It's us.
The Golden Freddy and the Golden Bonnie are the only confirmed wearable suits. It's potentially there were some other wearable suits, but none of them are confirmed.
And wearable is with asterisks around it.
Yeah, it's spring lock more often than not.
Oh, I thought the others were because the kids were stuffed in them, but I guess if you're dead, it doesn't matter.
Wow. I guess if you're dead, what's to do with comfortability, you know? Like,
No, it doesn't have to be comfortable in there if you're dead.
Oddly enough, I do not have a question on here about what happened to the dead children. Because I figured that was well known at this point. Okay. What / who was Ned Bear?
I don't know who the fuck that
I
is.
think I know.
Freddy.
No,
I don't know anything about
his
this.
alter ego. I'm pretty sure Ned Bear was a spin-off copy of Fred Bear. I don't remember what company it was
that
by.
sounds about right.
But I'm pretty sure it was like a competing company that came up with him and then like an elephant, a hippo, and I want to say a frog, and they're supposed to be competitors copying them.
Got it. So it's like Yogi Bear, but Ned
Yes.
Bear.
Ned Bear is a ripoff of the original Fred Bear, with Orville the elephant. I can't remember the others' names.
No one else did either.
The hippo's a fairly famous one too, and I
Is he?
can't remember. He is because he's known for his rambling.
Okay. I like it.
But they were specifically made by these were the animatronics that were made by Henry Emily that performed on stage alongside Chica in Chica's Party World.
Mm.
And Chica's the only one that made it over.
Chica was the headliner, so she was the most popular one. So what, following this, what are the side animatronics, like Orville the elephant and Ned Bear, referred to as? I don't have multiple
Copyright
choice for this
infringement.
one. No.
Referred to as?
Yes, they have their own little name where it's like we have like Freddy in the gang.
Ned in
So-
the game.
I don't
No.
think that's it.
Side pieces. Hell yes.
No, that's not it either. I don't know.
My.
I don't remember
NPCs.
what they're called.
It's a double M name kind of.
Mammals.
Musky mammals.
Musky mammals.
No. Mediocre melodies.
Why would you
Oh.
They're
put
referred to as-
mediocre in your
I've-
name?
Right? Why would you do that?
I think it was more of
Dumb.
what they were referred to as by the community.
Wow.
Because they were just mediocre.
Poor Ned Bear.
Ouch.
Now we already kind of answered this, but how did William's youngest son die?
Crunch.
Oh,
His
I
brother
said crunch.
killed him.
The big crunch.
His
Yeah, he
brother
was a bit-
crunched his head with his own mouth.
He was bit by the Freddy animatronic.
The animatronic.
During
The little animation that they show is a little.
What? It's a
I
video
don't like
game.
it.
Just
It
come into my
was
mouth,
on-
tiny child.
It was on his birthday.
Oh yeah,
The older brother, Michael,
was bullying him.
decided to get him up and close to the animatronics, which he was terrified of.
The killing part
He-
wasn't intentional, but the putting
The
it in
The
his
bullying
killing
mouth
part was
was
not. Yes. and he ended up succumbing to his injuries, and his father, William, made the promise of putting him back together.
So, why did the murders of the other children happen before or after this
After.
child died?
After.
Okay.
Which brings us to our next question. Who was William Afton's first victim?
Ooh, I think I know this.
I need give me multiple choice names.
Okay,
child.
It was a
We have
child.
Cat-
I
It
can
was
give
a
you that
child.
much.
we have Michael Afton, Cassidy, Charlie Emily, or Susie.
Cassidy.
No, it was it should have been Harley, I would think.
I think it's Charlie, but Charlie's a nickname for Charlotte.
Final answers?
Yeah, I'll say Charlie.
Yep, it was indeed Charlie Emily. It was, the story goes, is that William was coming back from the bar in a kind of drunken haze.
As one does.
As one does, grieving his son.
Qestir been there.
Saw and passed by what I believe was Fredbear's Family Diner at the time, and saw that Henry Emily's daughter, Charlie, was outside the pizzeria, kind of being forced out by bullies, and in a spiteful rage, he killed her. And
Wait, so
left
she was
her body.
being bullied and got murdered?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough day for her.
Honestly,
terrible.
this series is full of like horrible children. Like, that's just what
Aw.
it is.
So
Well,
realistic.
horrible children and also horrible things that happened to children that didn't deserve it.
hmm
Well,
So,
you never know what they did.
Don't at me at this.
So, how many children did William kill before he died?
Oh
5.
God, no! It's more than 5.
Really? I thought there was only 5 animatronics.
Well, first of all, if I'm remembering correctly, it would be 4 initially if we're talking about the original Five Nights at Freddy's. But then obviously he killed Charlie beforehand. I wouldn't say he's the one that killed the crying child. So that at least makes it 5 minimum, but then I'm pretty sure he killed like 4 more later on, at least. So that would at least be 9.
Mike D
Damn.
says 5.
I think it's more than 5. I'm pretty sure he killed more later on trying to do something that I won't spoil in case Sarah has it on the quiz. I know at least probably 9. Beyond that, there's probably more that I don't remember.
I'll say 5 because everybody else said 5.
Counting Charlie, it's 11.
Aha!
Good.
It's 11 children. 5, so there's Charlie, 5 in the original pizzeria, in the main one of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and then 5 more at the FNAF 2 location.
Oh damn. Lots of
I
children
forgot
died.
about Golden Freddy. That's why.
Yes.
Because that's funnily enough one of the worst ones.
Yeah, so who is Cassidy?
You can't say Overwatch.
Oh man. I don't know who Cassidy is. I don't even recognize the name.
Yes, you do.
Do I? Well, aside from Overwatch.
No idea. Some kid.
Oh, wow.
I have multiple choice for this one.
Okay.
So we have the 5th child killed, the 1st child killed, after Charlie, Henry's 2nd child, or William's friend.
Henry's 2nd child.
Wait, say them again?
The 5th child killed, the 1st child killed after Charlie, Henry's 2nd child, or William's friend.
I'll go with Henry's second child. Why not?
I'm pretty sure it's the 5th child.
It is the 5th child.
Oh, so
It
she's
is
somebody
the-
special.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically
So mean.
how it went is in the original Fazbear Pizzeria, Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, William started killing children and stuffing them into the animatronic suits. And Cassidy was the 5th child that he killed and went way overboard killing her. Like to the point of like, it was like borderline like overkill and like torture almost. And in the end, he had no reason to kill her. There was no extra animatronic to stuff her into, so he ended up stuffing her into the Golden Freddy suit because he was using the Golden Bonnie suit.
So, I mean, he doesn't have any reason to kill any of the other kids either, but like...
I
So,
always
wait,
thought.
is his like thinking that if he kills these children, his son comes back? Like, I don't understand where this is coming from.
Well, that's not from the lore. You don't get to know that yet. But also, I always thought that the whole reason why Cassidy was like the most gruesome one was because wasn't she like put into the golden one, and because it was a spring lock suit, it kind of killed her slowly?
If that is what happened, that wasn't covered in the game theory.
That's the only reason why because knowing what happens later on, that's why I'm like, oh, makes sense why you're the vengeful one. Regardless, it was the worst of the murders. However, it happened.
So after all the rest of the ones, I don't have multiple choice
And he's
for.
not doing it for kicks, Mikey. There's a reason.
I don't have any multiple choice for these. I can make them up if you need them, but it'll usually have to give me a second.
It's
So,
okay, we
what
can
is
rapid fire.
special? What is special about the toy animatronics in FNAF 2?
They have facial recognition.
I don't know. They just pop up everywhere and fucking scare you.
That's all of them, though.
You can stuff multiple babies in them.
Babies.
Oh my god.
Babies,
I
those
don't
just children.
know.
The quiz is correct. It's facial recognition software.
Oh my god.
It's facial recognition
So
software
multiple
that is
babies.
connected to a criminal database. These were created specifically by Henry Emily with the entire idea of the child murders in mind, and we have reason to believe that even though he wasn't convicted, William's face is also in that database. Because even though he was put on trial, there was no solid evidence of him being the murderer, so he was let go. But Henry,
Yeah, this was definitely
Very-
America.
Wow.
Henry fully believes, I believe it's in Utah. Henry fully believes that William is the killer. So, quiz, I don't want you to answer this one right away. I
Okay.
want to see what they say. What is remnant?
I don't even know if I would
What
have a
is it,
concise answer to
remnant?
this.
A video game.
A puppet.
It probably is a game somewhere.
Oh,
We played it.
Did you?
Oh yeah, we did play it.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that?
The shooting, underworld shooting thing.
Oh.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. I have no idea. Remnant are ghosts. Ghosts of the children?
I said it's a puppy. A
You
puppy.
know,
A puppet.
Puppy.
It's a puppy.
Qestir's actually pretty close.
Totally wrong.
To my knowledge, Remnant is kind of... It's the substance, right? And I'm not talking about the movie. Like, it's the thing. Like, the material that was made out of it, right? Because when I
Kind of, I
when
guess.
I think about it, either they're considering Remnant the fact that it's like souls trapped to the physical animatronics, and it's like the soul specifically, or they're considering it the like weird melted metal that has the souls imbued into it.
So, there wasn't really a definition given, but to my understanding, remnant is the souls of people, in this case specifically children, trapped within the metal endoskeletons of animatronics.
Interesting.
Nom nom.
I like it.
And the idea is that William realized that, oh, there's something going on with these animatronics, because when he did the 5 murders in the second location with the toy animatronics, the original animatronics were still there and were kind of going on a rampage and against some security guards and some of the adults. And that's why the entire bite of 87 happened, and he believes that that bite was probably meant for him, but he wasn't there to get to be injured by that. And so he's like, okay, there's something going on. And so he goes back into the old pizzeria where these original animatronics are kept, and dismantles them and takes their endoskeletons back and melts them all down into one, and imbues a animatronic that he made with that melted down metal. And
Is that the mangled Bonnie?
no. And the animatronic, once imbued with this, kind of started going a little bit crazy, but it was moving entirely on its own.
Ooh.
So, what was the purpose of Circus Baby's Pizza World?
The murder.
Babies.
No, God.
Close.
If I remember, I think
Guess it's not
watched-
off, actually.
Didn't the animatronics down there want like a bodysuit or something?
The animatronics
A
wanted
hot,
a body.
sexy
What does that mean?
bodysuit.
Like
They
like
did,
a
In the
human
babies?
skin body.
But that doesn't have to do with this, because this is
Yeah,
that's
the
not-
place that baby was made for.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a place, for a very brief stint of a place.
They needed younger sacrifices.
Okay, it wasn't actually for babies. Qestir, I need to specify this to you. It was still for normal children.
Oh.
Yeah, the character is Circus Baby.
And Yashini, it was to
Oh.
kidnap kids.
Yes, it was to lure and trap living kids for experimentation with Remnant. It was fucked up.
I mean, most of the
Um,
series.
Yeah, so well, I won't say this part because this is the next question. How did the Funtime animatronics work?
What? Okay. Follow-up question. What is a fun time?
Follow-up question. What do you
Oh.
mean by fun time?
The Funtime animatronics are the animatronics within the game sister location. So Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, Circus Baby, and Valora.
Okay, and then the question was what?
How do
I
they work?
forgot.
How do they work, and or what is their purpose?
To
I mean, the
lure
purpose was
children.
to kidnap children.
Okay, how do they do it?
Sing them a song.
I mean,
Wink at them?
well,
you wink at
why
them.
would that make a child
No,
come
I don't
closer?
know anything about
I'm trying. No, I'm
throwing out.
you know what? I love it. I don't know, because like I remember the game. I like remember certain parts of the game, and I'm like, I know Ballora senses you if you move.
I remember.
they-
like super
They
still.
give them a hug and then just suck them
Oh,
in.
isn't it electricity
Close.
though? Like you have to like shock them, right?
The
What?
children or the animatronic?
The animatronic.
Why are we shocking the children?
I mean, they have to kill them somehow. I mean, I guess that's one way.
No, Qestir was really close. She said like they stuck them in. That's basically what they do.
Into the animatronic?
Yeah.
Like a claw just comes out
Yeah,
and grabs
literally.
them. And
Yeah,
It's
literally.
literally a claw.
Amazing!
It is literally a club. So I have on here that they have audio lures that they use to lure children away, and then they have a stomach that opens up and captures the kids, like with like a claw. So they have a little chamber inside their stomach that can hold a child.
So how big are these animatronics and how little are the children?
Big enough to house a child. That's how big they are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chevy.
Like, even though it
And
says
then-
circus baby, she's probably taller than Faye. Like,
Probably.
That's not a high.
well,
Reaching.
Down.
just think how
Yeah.
many children would fit in Faye.
Stop!
Like-
No!
That's just
According
equivalent.
to a quick Google, circus baby stands at 7.2 feet.
Oh god.
Dang.
Well
Why are
over.
children even going near them? That's terrifying.
Well, it's like an animatronic.
Yeah, it's like
I
Chuck E.
would
Cheese.
never. I would
So-
never.
Wait a second. I have some certain questions. So this was made to kidnap children.
Yes.
Who made these animatronics? William?
William
Yes.
Afton.
Okay, now the parents that took these children to this place, what did they think happened to their children
To
after
be
they?
fair, it was only opened, I think, for like maybe a day.
Yes. And
Literally.
we'll get to all of that stuff. Because in the end, I will say is that Circus Baby's Pizza World never opened, but instead it was Circus Baby Entertainment and Rentals, I think, that opened instead, that you could rent out these specific animatronics, and the idea was that they were supposed to go out and get a remnant.
Had your kids.
So it literally is just there to get a handful of children and then bye bye.
Well, it can't
Yeah.
really be a handful. It's only a chest
the claw
cavity
could be a
full, I
hand.
guess.
Okay, next question. Who is Ballora based off of?
Oh, I think
Like, is it
No
a
idea.
character
I have a
in
guess.
the actual game?
I mean,
The
we don't
first
really
baby.
see any people.
The first baby that died was his face, the youngest son.
wow.
I don't know.
He's turned very feminine with age.
Very feminine.
Like,
You don't know.
I don't, but like that's very interesting.
So when you say like based off of, you don't mean like as in her design was based off of this character from a different franchise. You're saying somebody.
No, I mean someone in universe.
Oh, Cassidy.
I'm gonna say, if I remember correctly, I think it was his wife, right?
That's what I thought. I thought it was based off of his wife.
It is based off of his wife, who left him.
I wonder why.
She should.
Yeah, it's based off of his wife, Clara. Or Clara. Either one.
Clolora.
Who was Circus Baby based off?
His daughter.
Him.
I don't know if it
Yeah.
was it based off of his daughter.
I would think so.
I know
mean, if
something
it's
happens
Laura's
with the
his
daughter,
wife.
but I don't think it was was it based on her?
Oh, what's
Okay,
That-
maybe
that
it
was
wasn't. It may not have been based off her, but
It became
was
like her.
made- no, she was made kind of with her in mind in a way, because there is audios of her specifically saying, "Didn't you make her for me?" kind of a deal.
Hmm.
That does lead to our next thing. How did Elizabeth Afton die?
She got
I
gotten.
I think baby,
She did.
I think baby said yoink.
I'm pretty sure, like, literally, the thing is that baby, like, this is gonna sound really weird, but she opened her chest cavity and held out some ice cream to her, and
Oh my
then
goodness.
she immediately took her with the claw, and I think the impact of her being sucked in immediately killed her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So she got too close to Circus Baby, directly ignoring what her father was trying to tell her not to do, and Circus Baby ate.
Oh, she ate. She left no crumbs.
I mean, I'm sorry. Why would you let your daughter?
Well, that's
If
the
you even
point.
cared
He
for-
didn't want to let the daughter.
He did specifically. He did try to keep her away.
Yeah, but she's a kid. Of course, she's not gonna stay away.
What do you want him to do?
Welcome
Like,
back,
have
Nikki.
her next to him all the time? That's not how children work.
he-
He already
this-
killed other children. Why can't he kill his own daughter?
I mean, I
Fact.
thought he did all this because his son died. Now his daughter's dead because of him. Like, damn.
Worst father of the year.
So
year.
what happens? Just that 1 year.
Just that 1 year. He came
Worst
back
father
up
ever.
next
He's a
year.
It's okay,
I
Father
stand
Russ, it's
corrected.
The entire idea is that so he was witnessing that, hey, yeah, these animatronics at the pizzeria acting weird. So he was gonna try and kidnap some children using Circus Baby's Pizza World. And then Elizabeth got too close to Baby and got eaten. But then when Elizabeth died, Circus Baby's eyes went from blue to green and started behaving like Elizabeth. And he realized that, oh, something's going on with this. And that's when he went to go get all of the animatronic endoskeletons from the pizzeria and melted it down and everything like that. And the animatronic he injected all of the remnant into was Funtime Freddy, which is why he's the way he is, which is crazy. So,
Kevin has
what
the
reason?
personality of 5 children inside of him.
Yep. What reason was given to not open Circus Baby's Pizza World?
Because a child went missing.
No, he didn't.
Well, no.
No, wait, no. Pizza World.
Circus
There was
Baby.
no security guard for the night.
To open it in the daytime.
Just that one night. So
I
wait, one
don't
more time with the question.
What reason was given to not open Circus Baby's Pizza World, like an actual pizzeria with Baby and the Funtime
They
animatronics?
fucking ran out of money.
They don't have
No.
pizza.
No. I think, wasn't it? They said there was like a gas leak.
Yes,
Yeah.
he gave the reason of gas leaks for why he did not open the location. So,
They
how
don't have
did
pizza.
William Afton die?
I
Quote
hope
unquote.
the children fucking got him.
Well,
Animatronics.
Well,
what? Okay,
Well-
are you looking for a simpler answer? Like, just simple answer?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
He got inside the Springtrap Bonnie suit and it crushed him to death.
Ouch.
More or less,
Why
yes.
would he get on in there?
There's a reason.
So he was ambushed by, so he went back after he'd already dismantled all of the animatronics, and he went back trying to see if he could find anything else, and he got ambushed by the ghost children. And
Nice.
so he
All been there.
got into the Golden Springlock Bonnie suit, and through a combination of various reasons, because it was an old suit, because it was damp in the area he was in, all of that stuff, it closed in
So
on him and impaled him, basically.
So is he mangled Bonnie?
No.
No. Forget about
Where
Mangle.
are you getting this from?
There's no. It
Which
even
one's the, is it mangled Freddy?
What
the one that I'm
mangled
thinking
are
of?
you talking about? There's
There's
something
a
called
character called
mangled.
Mangle. Yeah, there's the Mangle, but there's no mangled specific
Oh.
characters.
You're talking about the old
there is
Bonnie
one
that's
called the-
missing a face?
Withered Bonnie?
Oh, is it Withered Bonnie? I know there was like a decrepit looking one.
There's a
I
lot
think
of
you're getting
decrepit ones.
ahead of yourself. Let's stay on track.
Let's
God.
get on.
Okay, we've kind of answered, but what is Springtrap?
A suit. Or,
Suit,
well, are
that's
you considering
Springtrap.
it with him in it, and that's what Springtrap?
Yes. William Afton in the suit when he's dead is Springtrap.
Because that's the
Because
thing. He
otherwise
dies.
it is just a spring lock suit. It's not a spring trap suit, it's a spring lock suit.
Oh, that's the one that I was talking about. That's the mangled looking Bonnie.
Yeah, that's Springtrap.
Okay. Yeah, he
So
looks crazy.
where was Springtrap found? I kind of answered this, but also kind of didn't.
It's in isn't it in the place with the get them kids, you know?
The Circus Pizzeria.
No, that one's closed down. It's the
I would
one.
never open.
It's the
Sister
one.
location.
No.
Oh.
It's the one with
I
the
don't know.
old animatronics, because that's why he went there in the first
Are you-
place.
Are you just asking which game it was? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
No.
whatever, how many?
There's
No, there is
different
a very
locations.
there's a specific location, and you don't even need to give me the specific name. Honestly,
It's in a
there's a
room.
specific thing I'm looking for.
It's in the room.
It's in a
It's in a room.
dumpster.
No,
So
Wait.
far,
isn't it just Freddy Fazbear's Pizza?
The first shop ever.
Yeah, okay. What I'm looking for is he was specifically found in a sealed off room that was not on
you're talking
any
about
sort
that.
of radar. Yeah.
You should have said what room was he found.
Okay. And it's actually specifically mentioned that he was found by Henry specifically first. And then Henry ordered these rooms to be that room to be sealed off. And so no one was supposed to go in there, and so until Fazbear Fright happened, no one did. And then they found him.
Wait,
And it's argued whether or not he's actually still alive in that suit. I mean, it feels like he physically can't be, but it's complicated. Yeah, it said that he was kind of able to stay alive through pure force of will, kind of a thing. But
So Henry, is it just so that I can get all these names in order in my head? Henry was the co-owner?
yes.
Okay. And William is the one that killed his daughter.
Yes.
Killed Henry's daughter, yes.
Does Henry know that?
He can pretty much figure it out, yeah.
Gotcha.
He suspected William from the beginning.
So Henry found the dead body and said, "Fuck you," and then just
To the
found
body.
an almost
to the body. He
found
said,
an almost dead body.
"Oh," and then he definitely said, "Fuck you," and sealed the room off.
Mm.
Gotcha.
I
Okay,
would too.
deserved. Honestly, deserved.
Wow.
So the kids did technically get their revenge because they're the ones that like scared him into the suit, and then he died in the suit. But then it kind of sucks because he then became Springtrap.
Well, I'm pretty sure, at least from what I saw from, one of the many theories, he went into the suit on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he knew
Kind of
that
trying.
even if he died, he would be stuck in the suit.
So he was experimenting on himself.
Oh, I saw it as kind of he went to the suit specifically to try to scare the ghost children. To get.
I always thought
Them
about
to
it because
leave
you know how his catchphrase is like, "I'll always be back," or I'm
Not
coming.
always
I'm
come
coming.
back.
That's what he says. But no, because when he says that, I always imagine it's like he went into the suit because he had already been testing with all the remnant stuff, and so he was like, "Well, if I die in the suit, then my soul will be trapped in the suit, so I can still do shit."
I just don't know why the kids want to just kill random ass people.
Because fuck them kids.
Because they just got randomly killed too.
Well, most of the time, I'm pretty sure they say things like the kids have bad reactions for adults rather than children because they only
And
know
specifically
the adults.
security guards as well.
Mm.
Okay, next question. What are the nightmare animatronics?
They're nightmare animatronics.
There's more to it.
They're adult animatronics. Or
What do you-
adults who were killed into animatronics.
Okay, when you said adult animatronic.
Are you
That's something
thinking
else.
dirty?
They're just very, very old and creepy looking.
I think they're hallucinations produced by crazy gas.
Fair.
Close. The way the game theory explained it is that these were specifically they were just blank animatronics that used auditory hallucinations to appear horrifying, specifically to Michael Afton to keep him from sneaking out.
Jeez. I am gonna say I just looked up what they look like. What the fuck?
They're called Nightmare for a reason.
Yeah.
Why do they have teeth like this?
Just think of what you would consider horrifying as a child.
Ah.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
I do not understand why my
And it's
nephew,
just
who's
to keep-
6, is into this.
And he just for reals. And it was just to keep Mike. You said Michael
Yes, the oldest son.
from sneaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a fucked up dad.
And also
but-
kind of to experiment on him, but you know.
well, that's fucked up too. But he's already fucked up, so why not?
Okay, what happened to Michael Afton?
Like the entirety of it? Or just
like
A lot
If I
happened to him.
the
I-
main thing that
Okay, so-
happened.
If I remember correctly, because I think this is, I might be confusing him with somebody else, but if I remember correctly, wasn't he the bodysuit for whatever was in Circus Baby's stuff? Like, it turned out that he was the bodysuit? Like, he was the one that was there, we were playing as him, and then his insides got scooped out. And then, I don't know which animatronic, or if all of them are in there, but I don't know
Yeah,
if I got him mixed up.
He got scooped.
Yes, no, he got scooped.
He got scooped, okay.
He did get scooped. And then Ennard is the name of the animatronic, which was a mashed together all of the Funtime animatronics, took over his body until it got to the point where
His body was decomposing.
decomposing, and it was like, okay, we can't do this anymore. And they left. And the thing is, he didn't die.
Ouch.
Because he had so much basically he had so much of like remnant now in his own body that it was keeping him alive.
Oh.
So he was basically a living corpse.
Okay, so
That's
I have a question. When you say the whatever you said, Ennard, what's
Yes.
this animatronic's name?
Yes.
Who is that? Like, what are those?
He's like an
What
amalgamation of all of the insides of all of the Funtime.
Yeah.
So
Like all
all
the
so
dead
this isn't the melted one. This isn't the one that was melted off.
No.
Basically, the
okay.
scooping room, which that's what it was called. The scooping room, all of the insides of all of the rest of the animatronics got scooped, and then I think Circus Baby scooped scooped Michael, and it was like, we're gonna go inside you now.
Gross.
Who are we playing in every game up to Ultimate Custom Night?
I'm gonna
You said
say
this earlier.
Probably Michael.
it's Michael, right? Because I
Yep.
mean, if it's all of them,
Games 1 through 5, we are playing as Michael Afton after he got scooped. So I'll give you kind of what the order of games in a second.
Mommy.
Oh, call me.
That's her bitch.
so we play Michael the whole time. I probably don't remember correctly. Like I said, I probably got this all mixed up. Are we playing Michael because Michael's trying to figure out if his dad was the murderer, or like he was trying to find proof that he was the murderer? Bless you.
What's happening?
Wow, I hear every time. Your wife is very loud.
And she's in a whole different room too. I'm gonna go let the dogs in. You guys continue. I'll be right back.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
So basically, the order of games happens almost exactly how you would expect it to. The only thing is that Sister Location is first in the timeline, as far as games go.
So when we play him, he's already been scooped.
Yeah, so Sister Location is when he discovers all of the stuff going on underneath his childhood home, with all of the Funtime animatronics and everything, and that's when he gets scooped. And so he gets scooped, and then it leads directly into FNAF 1, 2, FNAF 1 and FNAF I can't
Yes.
fucking
Snoop.
speak. FNAF 1 and FNAF 2. And I lied, actually. FNAF 4 is the first one in the timeline. Because that's technically Michael's childhood, I guess. Post young son being killed.
Murder.
Because that is William using the auditory hallucinations to, like, experiment on him. So it's FNAF 4, Sister Location, FNAF 1, FNAF 2, and then you get to the Pizzeria Simulator, and then you have Ultimate Custom Night.
How did when he goes into FNAF 1 from Sister Location, what fixed up the old animatronics?
So I don't know.
Great.
I genuinely.
That's
So
a
I
great question.
think it's a. I don't know if this was explained. I don't know if it was a case of maybe Henry gave them new endoskeletons. I don't know, genuinely. I know at least all the phone calls and everything are old phone calls that he's just kind of re-listening to as he's investigating all of this. But I don't know. I can't, I think it maybe I don't know. I got nothing.
I got nothing, buddy.
This is exactly why no timeline ever fully makes sense.
Yeah.
And it'll never be confirmed either.
Yeah, it'll never be confirmed. It'll never make any sense. Just you kind of have to just go with it.
I just remember.
I mean, we got the gist of it.
I mean, back
there
in
is
the
one more
heyday-
question.
Oh God.
Oh, go ahead.
What is happening in Ultimate Custom Night?
Oh, I know.
I don't even know what that game is.
It's a night. It's ultimate, and it has customization.
Well, then go on, quiz.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, after the Pizzeria Simulator, where basically the whole shtick of that game was trapping all of the animatronics, including William as Springtrap, inside of a building to then burn them all and kill them. The Ultimate Custom Night is supposed to represent, I want to say, Cassidy. I think that's the one that stayed behind, the one that was like brutally murdered by William Afton, and their spirit essentially forcing William Afton to be tortured over and over and over and over again by all of the things that he did to them.
Yes. Yes, it is basically an
Hell
internal
simulator.
torment. Yeah, for William Afton.
As deserved. Except you never told us why the fuck was he doing this in the first place.
At first it was vengeance on Henry.
Well, the first
Because-
kill.
Why Henry?
The first kill was his daughter, remember?
But why was he angry at Henry?
Because it was so William was always more of the creative and business part of the whole operation, while Henry was more of the actual robotics part. And so he viewed the entire mouth being crushed and everything as a robotics fault. So he blamed Henry. He was also drunk. So
You know, I wouldn't necessarily consider that an excuse for
No, but I
murdering
mean-
a child.
not in his right mind.
But then I'm pretty sure, didn't he start killing all the other kids because he knew about technically like Remnant, sort of?
No, he didn't learn about Remnant until he didn't know about Remnant until Elizabeth got eaten.
I thought he knew at least, maybe not about Remnant, but at least about the possibility of souls being attached to animatronics because of what happened with Charlie being attached to the puppet.
Who's Charlie again?
The daughter.
Henry's daughter.
Right. Henry's daughter, right.
I'm trying to. I can't remember,
'Cause
frankly. I don't
wasn't
know.
Didn't Charlie turn into the puppet?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. This is what
But,
I'm
like, I
saying.
know-
FNAF lore
I'm
is
pretty
stupid.
I'm pretty sure, like, the first, like, all of the other murders, though, and everything like that, were, like, the first original 4, like, up, or actually, no, the first 5 up to Cassidy were because he kind of got a taste for blood and kind of wanted to ruin everything. So he started killing and
Yeah, but
stuffing.
then doesn't that go against the I'll put you back together thing?
He was working on it.
Or was the
He was getting
I'll
there.
put you back together the puppet? Because I thought
No, the puppet was give life.
Wait, the what?
I'll put you back together
The
was
puppet
from William.
was Give Life.
What
if
are
you
these
were to say
titles?
this to a
Music?
Victorian child, all I'm saying is they might die on the spot. See, look, even the dogs can't handle it.
Dying.
Okay, let's just go over a brief overview of the lore, because Lord knows we're probably gonna go to 2 hours at this point. So, basically, circus, not baby, festival, 70s. Ah,
I thought it was the 30s.
I thought it was the 70s.
I was told 30s.
Who told you? Don't say Matt Pat.
It was Matt.
Okay, regardless, this is before everything.
Where are you getting your story from?
Multiple different places, including Wikipedia pages. Not Wikipedia, but wiki pages. Basically, all you need to know, there was a festival. Oh. That's where William Afton saw the stuff. He got a taste for it. I'm pretty sure there's also something that happened at that festival where an animatronic went rogue and like started killing people, but he didn't look at that part.
What?
I'm pretty sure that was something that was mentioned. I kid you not. Regardless. Anyways.
I don't remember this.
Anyways, so then he was like, hey, I like this. he did Fredbear Family Diner. And then eventually got Henry onto the program. And there were there's technically 2 animatronics and then 2 suits, because this was when they had the spring lock suits, but they also just had the suits because that was like, I'm pretty sure, was Golden Freddy or Fredbear the one that was the spring lock?
I mean, it was probably named. I think it was Golden Freddy.
Regardless.
But it was probably named Fredbear, but it was Golden Freddy.
Well, then, okay, let's just say afterwards. This is, there's Fredbear, there's Spring Bonnie, and then I'm pretty sure at this point, Henry had already made the puppet, but this was before the puppet was possessed. And the puppet was specifically made to keep an eye on his daughter, Henry's daughter. Charlie, because he was busy all the time, so he was like, well, if I take her to work with me, I can make a puppet that specifically makes sure she stays in the building, because that's like part of a whole mini game that happens within the games. And then oh god, Sarah, do you know what Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is?
No.
Okay, we're skipping that. So
What happens? What happens?
I
What
don't
is
know.
it? Oh god.
That's the thing. I think it's
Is it a game?
It's an upcoming game.
Is it a game?
It's an upcoming game that hasn't even released yet, so it shouldn't matter. Anyways, so then after that, this is also the same time frame that William's little stinker of a son gets bitten. Is it gay? What? Shitty, what?
No, Faye said that earlier.
Yeah, because that's what I heard Sarah say.
Okay. Anyways, this is also the same time that William Afton's youngest crying child, because we really don't know his name technically.
Well, you get up to here. You get up to like Ultimate Custom Night, and then I'll fill in the parts that I know afterwards.
Okay, so crying child bit, 8, no crumbs left. Michael distraught, PTSD. Oh no, killed my little bro. And daughter doesn't know a thing. Like, I don't know if she was kept out of the dark, because I'm pretty sure what ended up happening, at least from my knowledge of the thing I watched, they buried crying child's body and hid it from anyone knowing that the child died. Other than maybe the mother, I don't know, because at a certain point there were these mini games that happened, like Midnight Motorist and all that stuff, where it was shown that William Afton was like very abusive towards Michael, and technically his wife too, you know, maybe why she left. And at some point he specifically in this abusive stage was like, ooh, you did this to, you know, Henry.
He wasn't abusive toward his 2 youngest?
No, I mean, from what I know, the whole reason that Michael even was bullying his little brother, other than for the sake of being a little shit, was because how
He was constantly left in charge.
yeah, because Henry essentially made a puppet to watch his child. Instead, William was like, I have an older person.
Well, the thing is, William had a bunch of cameras set up as well, and had a camera within the youngest child's like stuffed Golden Freddy bear.
That
And
was
he
a
had a
camera?
walkie-talkie.
I thought it was a hallucination.
I was told from Mad Pat personally, actually, that the
Personally. Personally
Golden
told
Freddy, the little Golden Freddy plush was the crying child's plush that had a camera so William could watch, and then also a walkie-talkie so he could talk to the child.
The
That's
the
kind
walkie-talkie,
of creepy.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, but I always thought, because the bear. So wait, hold on. Are you meaning to say every time that the bear talked, it wasn't just an imaginary friend talking, it was his dad even after he died?
Yes.
You know, I don't know how to believe this. Anyways.
Well, look, I was told that the "I'll put you back together" was literally as he was dying.
Wow, what a horrible family. So,
Well,
small child dead. Michael sad. Daughter, who knows? William, very drunk and angry. He's driving, shouldn't be. Finds that apparently for some reason, you know, because bullies, Henry's daughter is now outside in the rain from the Fredbear family diner. And the puppet is like, oh no, where'd the girl go? So William, in his drunken rage, murders, I almost said Canterbury. That's not her name. Charlie. Murders Charlie. Charlie dead in the street. Don't know how no one else sees this apparently. Puppet sees it. Like, ooh, green wristband. Yes. And goes out in the rain. Starts dying. Dies next to dead body. Somehow soul transfer.
Why does he die?
Because the rain.
Oh,
Animatronic do
Rain
not
and
like
robots.
water. Drip drip no no.
not waterproof.
So they die together in their own way. They fuse. Ooh, puppet weird. And then suddenly puppet be acting weird. And to my knowledge, this is when William's like, ooh, weird puppet, maybe spirit. I can do this. This is what I remember. But Sarah has a different account of this.
Blame Matt.
So William then goes on. I'm pretty sure after this is specifically when he opens the Freddy. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. From here specifically, that's when the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 happens, and that's when he starts torturing his kid Michael. And I was under the impression that he was specifically trying to torture Michael in order to see if he could farm remnant attaching to items, i.e. the Freddy plush on the bed. But could just be doesn't like Michael. You killed my son, my boy. And so fast forward, then Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, separate from Fredbear's Family Diner, opens. And this has the new toy animatronics and the puppet, as well as all of the older animatronics, which were essentially taken, which was like the puppet, the Golden Freddy, and then, wait, no, yeah, it has to. Because this is when they all are in storage, essentially. Then, after that, I'm pretty sure, that's when he was running experiments, right, on children that he was kidnapping, correct? Sarah?
When the FNAF 2 location was open?
No, after.
After, yeah, that's when he started making the circus baby stuff. Because he killed 5 more kids at the second location.
And then basically after that, to which he then goes into the Circus Babies Entertainment and Rentals, because obviously the daughter died specifically. What was her name? Not Emily. What was her name?
Elizabeth.
Charlotte Tilbury.
What? I said Elizabeth.
So basically, he makes this baby. He makes this circus baby that's a 7-foot tall baby, and he tells his daughter, no, 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 and she says, actually. And apparently on the day that it was open, at least from what I'm remembering, and this was when circus baby was like talking to, I guess at this point, Michael, and she was saying how there were kids there were like 5 and then 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then there's just 1, and then the programming that was set into her, which was when no one else is around and there's a child in front of you, you take them inside. And so because she was the only one that was around circus baby, whether or not circus baby was aware of why she was doing this or not, she said, do you want some ice cream? And of course Elizabeth was like, yes please. And then circus baby said, actually I want you. And then she snatched her wig and pulled her inside. And then oops, all dead children. That's a different form of the Captain Crunch cereal that they had to take off of the shelves. And so then, because of that and the gas leak situation that he said was the real reason, even though it wasn't the real reason, he then turned it into Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals, and all of the animatronics that he did make were basically, I think, under his house. Wasn't that where that place was supposed to be?
Yeah.
And so then, missing children. Ho ho. there's always a missing child somewhere. The way that this timeline is making it seem is that it was the toy one and then it was the first one.
So the, as far as when the locations opened, that it was the second location and then it was the first location.
So then, yeah, I was right. It was the second location, and then after the entirety of the Circus Baby shit show, then the first, quote unquote, the first game location, I should say, was opened.
But the games themselves, FNAF 1 happens first and then FNAF 2.
But the first game location opened then, after the fact. In the grand scheme of Freddy Fazbear Entertainment. And so that's when William Afton does the I'm gonna kill you with the children again. He's done this a lot at this point. It's kind of surprising no one's caught him. And that's when I'm pretty sure the puppet is like, ooh, how about you stay inside, actually? I think you would make a good ghost. And then the puppet makes it so that all of the children go into the animatronics, and then suddenly they're possessed. And then the customers are like, ooh, this bitch stanky. And then Freddy shuts down because turns out shoving a corpse of a child inside of an animatronic that doesn't have room for it, not a good thing. But then the animatronics are specifically kept, though, while the second game location is still open, and those animatronics are then moved to the back of the second game location's back rooms. Not to be confused with the back rooms. And that's when they start using them for like spare parts. So that's when you see like the decrepit Bonnie and all of that stuff that look messed up. And then that's when the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place. No? Does it reopen first or forever afterwards? Because yes, events after.
I was told that both the actual games of FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, the actual restaurants are not open.
Okay.
That it is a case where it's
of the second game happening, which is just security guard duty with nothing happening in the daytime. Right?
Yes.
Because if I'm to be believing your Matt Pat, then it's Michael who's doing the security guard stuff at the second game, specifically that happens after the first game, even though the second place opened before the first place.
He made it seem like both locations had already been closed, and it was a case of these things were still kind of just sitting here, but they still need security, so people weren't trying to break in and stuff.
Yeah, but wasn't it part of the second game where it's that they were reopening Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and that's why they're like with new toy animatronics? Like that was in the newspaper. See?
But that was from before the actual events of the game.
But I swear they did reopen at one point. Regardless,
Yeah,
that's
so
when the
it
bite
was-
of 87 happened. The official bite of 87, because the original one was technically the bite of 83.
Silence.
Dear God.
Jesus.
So then,
And then FNAF 3 happens in 2023. And it's basically people like, let's make a attraction out of Fazbear's Entertainment. And they got Springtrap. They yoinked him, you know, from the back rooms. I'd also like to point out that Michael was, after he kind of got everything he needed from these locations, he then burnt the locations to the ground.
Nice.
Wow.
And we know this
Destroy
because
evidence.
all of the hallucinations in FNAF 3 are all burnt.
oh, that's what it was. Oh my god, of course, the rental happened first. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. No, it would later become.
What?
Yes, no.
Anyways,
yes.
after the Halloweens, funnily enough, hey, fun. Who is the worker of the Fazbear Fright game?
The security
Michael.
guard?
It's just Michael.
Michael Puffty. Regardless,
Yes.
that place also burns to the ground.
Yes.
But they found Springtrap and put him there, William Afton's corpse inside of the bodysuit. And then somehow, even after burning to the ground, which was Michael the one that burned it to the ground? Wasn't he?
Yes.
He was the one that burned it
Yes.
to the ground, thinking that he would be able to kill Springtrap. Didn't work. And so Springtrap got out, and so did technically Michael, because he was his own dead corpse walking, living thing. And then after that is when Henry put an ad specifically for the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria Simulator events that happened. Which is where he put an ad out that was like, ooh, new place. And both Michael initially saw it, and that's what got him working there. But the whole point of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator was specifically to have all of the animatronics plus William Afton that had escaped thus far lured into one place so that they could all be burned without being able to escape.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure it wasn't what's the black bear's name called? The one with the missing eye.
Lefty.
Wasn't he made to get the puppet?
I genuinely have no idea.
I'm pretty
He was not
sure
mentioned in Matt Pat's theory.
From the theory I saw
Because-
specifically, because the puppet was still technically alive, but was
It's relative.
supposed to be smarter because it was the one that was giving life to all of the other ones and kind of helping them in the afterlife. That was the Lefty was specifically designed by Henry to capture the puppet deliberately, to bring the puppet into the facility, because the puppet would not come in by its own volition. And that's why all of them roam in that area when you're in there. And basically,
Mm.
he sets it up so that everyone gets trapped in there and burns. I don't remember, does Michael burn in there too? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
everyone gets trapped in basically what is supposed to be this maze that has no exit because it's meant to be a coffin, where then it heats up at the end of the game and everything melts. And that's when, after the fact, the Ultimate Custom Night takes place, because that's after William Afton officially dies, supposedly. I never know with these games, but that's when he's supposed to die.
That's the thing. That's when supposedly. I don't understand this part.
You don't understand this part.
His consciousness gets transferred to a circuit board.
A
what?
A circuit board?
circuit board. And so basically, now here comes the events of
This is when it gets worse.
VR Help Wanted, and then also FNAF AR, the delivery game. So basically, again, based off Matt Bat's theory, after the events of Ultimate Custom Night and all that stuff, but specifically the pizzeria simulator, since the only surviving Afton remaining is Clara, the wife.
Just leave the bitch alone.
She starts getting all this paperwork and stuff like, hey, you're the only... You basically own the Freddy Fazbear copyright, patent, all that stuff. And she finds out all the stuff going on about Remnant, all of that stuff. And so she's like, okay, I'm gonna rebuild my family. And so what she does is like, I need a lot more Remnant. And she gets some outside help with it, and basically starts another rental thing, like a delivery service kind of thing, which is the AR game. And that's why there's a whole bunch of different skins and everything to keep it fresh, so people keep renting so that they can keep collecting Remnant. And then she also has, I guess, Scott Cawthon in this universe, his name is Steve in this universe, make basically what is the FNAF games to trivialize the entire ordeal of what happened with Fazbear Entertainment in the past. So people will come to the new and improved Pizzaplex that's open in Security Breach. And what she does is basically she makes a robot child using the Remnant and all that stuff to create her youngest child, Gregory, who is also the main protagonist in Security Breach. As a child you play as. She built the Pizzaplex over, I think, the burnt remains of the pizzeria simulator place. So she built it over that. And that's where she kind of raised Gregory to kind of be the child she remembered. And then she found the very burnt remains of William Afton in the Springtrap suit after the fire, because somehow it wasn't completely burned, I guess, and found this fucking circuit board and sent that to the people who were making basically the VR game. And the idea was to have it so that through VR, William Afton could take over a body, in the form of Glitch Trap, who was in the games. And one guy was like kind of falling for it, but he was like, I can't do this, and he sliced his face off with like a paper cutter. And then she did it with Vanessa from Security Breach, and she was able to kind of like plant her kind of the last bits of her own consciousness into the game in the form of the cassette tapes and all that stuff, kind of explain what was going on. But she did become like a full follower of Glitch Trap, like kind of allowed him to take over her mind. But then also, and so in a way, but then also Clara was like, you remind me a lot of what my daughter would be like now if she was still alive. So Vanessa's both William and Elizabeth. And then for some fucking reason, Glamrock Freddy is Michael.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
This is so convoluted.
It is. That's why I stopped at Ultimate Custom Night, because I don't understand it anymore.
And you thought the Luna lore was bad.
Alright, I want this done, but I want this done again with Poppy Playtime.
I know nothing about that game.
We would need Yoshi, because at least she's watched people play it. I have not.
I was about to say, I don't even know if she would be able to tell us.
I don't think she would, but I think she would know more than we do.
Time to go to why. So
Restart.
why were you interested in? Is it just the timeline, the fact that it got to you at the right age, or something that you're
I
interested?
think,
in
yeah,
FNAF?
we were in the internet sphere when FNAF blew up. I remember the first FNAF game theory, the one where it was just FNAF 1 and he was like kind of connecting the dots between a actual like Chuck E. Cheese murder that happened to the events in game and all that stuff. And I
how
couldn't
innocent
sleep.
that was.
Yeah, ironically. And I could not sleep after I watched that theory.
Aww.
Because I was like in middle school, I think.
I remember when the Five Nights at Freddy's game came out initially, the first one, it had the same amount of like viral coverage from all of these big YouTubers as like when Amnesia was played by PewDiePie or something. And so you would see all these people, like obviously Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, these big video game YouTubers that were playing this game, and it was the fad. And I think because they were playing it and popularizing it, and obviously a lot of their fan base was children, that is why it became such a cultural phenomenon.
It was also the fact that right afterwards, FNAF 2 and FNAF 3
Yeah, they came out
came
like
out
real
super. Yeah, came out really quickly afterwards.
And so that on top of Matt Pat obviously making these theories that was like, well, maybe there's a connection, made messed up kids even more excited, because
There
like,
are
Lord.
currently on the Game Theory channel, I think 75 different FNAF theories.
Oh, and by the way, we
Dang.
didn't even we covered the games. There's
We
books.
covered the games. Well, what I was including was some information from like the books and everything, but it was mainly the games and everything. But yeah, no, the books, confusing whether or not they're considered canon or not, but they have a lot of supporting information that kind of explain what's going on.
Oh, and then there was that RPG.
FNAF World.
Yeah, was that even considered canon at all?
I have no idea.
There was another game that was literally an RPG where it had like every single character you could think of, including from games that Scott had worked on in the past.
Including Scott Cawthon himself.
Yes. And there was like bits of questionable maybe lore in there, and things that honestly I would believe he probably just added because people were making it into something, like that Phantom toy Bonnie thing, where they saw like this creepy screenshot of toy Bonnie but with like white eyes and white teeth, and the rest of it was
Gross.
black, and they were like, ooh, this is something, when it probably was just a glitch.
That is in the game. No,
Well,
it's in the game.
But it's like never explained, and it's not really explained in the other stuff. There's a lot of unexplained things.
There's so much random shit, and it's kind of like there was never, I don't think ever meant to be a story is the thing.
It's just like Luna, where
It's just the creator got popular all of a sudden, was like, I have to keep this going if I want money.
Yep.
he has 6 kids.
Oh my god!
Real life?
Yes, I kid
He
you not.
definitely needed the money.
He has 6 kids, and he is, funnily enough, like a devout Christian.
That is fucking hilarious.
Because the games he made and the animations and stuff he worked on before this were like biblical.
Wow.
Would you be embarrassed if your dad was Scott Cawthon?
No.
No.
Yes.
Why?
For a multitude of different, well, to be fair, I'll just briefly touch on it, but there's a reason why people say he retired, because he retired very quickly after information was leaked about him.
Oh, what kind
Don't
of
know any of that.
information?
I don't even know what this information is.
About who he was donating money to.
Oh, yeah, I
Oh.
remember.
You don't have to say anymore. I got you.
But then he
I got the
retired
connotation.
like 1 or 2 days later. But yeah, so I don't know. I always thought it was really ironic that was the kind of person that made this shit show of a game franchise.
I was thinking of Poppy Playtime because it reminded me a lot of this game, so I thought you two would be into it.
That's the thing, though.
Gross.
because me and Sarah, we were for the initial ride of this game, I feel like when we see other games that are like that, we're like, well, this is just a copy of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I mean, the only other thing I can think, like other games similar to this that I could say that I have a very in-depth knowledge of the lore would be Undertale.
And that was its
Not
own
even
demon.
Bendy and the Ink Machine?
I never really got into it. I know a decent amount, but not a lot.
Now, let me tell you, I could get into analog horror stuff with you. I love a good analog horror series.
So good. I love analog horror.
There's some really good ones out there.
Examples?
Channel 58, isn't that it?
Maybe I can't remember.
There's Channel 58.
I watched one on Geb. Petscop, I think is so fucking cool.
That one's a
Petscop
really
is so
well-made
cool.
one.
So what exactly is analog horror?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Do you want the joke answer or the real answer?
I want both answers.
Because the joke answer is you just play some creepy related music with some horrible quality video, and then you have a jump scare or a silence, and it always has to be a VHS of an instructional videotape.
Because the 90s were a terrifying time, apparently.
Pretty much, but there are, I want to say it's Channel 58. It's a channel specifically one. There's that one, and then there's the Gemini one. That one's a really good one too. And
so
then,
it's not a game, it's just a video?
No, Local 58, that's what it's called. It's
I
a series.
I looked up Channel 58 and I just it's your local source for the Milwaukee news.
Yeah.
Mikey mentioned Vita Carnis.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. I remember I want to say it was Channel 58, that was the one I'm thinking of, but then there was the Gemini one, which was very interesting. There's a lot of good ones, and then there's a lot of shit ones. The Vita Carnis one, if I remember correctly, the videos that they had made me laugh because of how ridiculous they looked. Like, story-wise, I could see it being interesting because I liked the concept, but the videos they included were very questionable.
The thing is, I don't watch the actual, like, series themselves. I like to watch the videos that break them down because I'm a little pussy. And I can't handle the tenseness of it all.
Gemini Home Entertainment, that's the one. Gemini Home Entertainment also had like a miniature game that came out with it too that documented a certain thing in it. I'm writing that down as a future thing because I love a good analog horror. But yeah, I feel like after Five Nights at Freddy's, and even during Five Nights at Freddy's, because similar to Sarah, after a certain point I was like, I don't know if I can follow this anymore.
Watching Mark play all the new games, I never kept up with the lore afterwards.
Yeah, because it started getting, because one, it was always just an interpretation of lore, so it's never like anything official. And two, because it kept getting crazier and crazier, it was like, I don't see a point in trying to follow this.
I can't keep up, and I don't have an interest. And I will say, I think me alongside a lot of other people who grew up with it, when we need like a comfort series to rewatch on YouTube, Mark's FNAF series is a very good comforting series to watch.
Littered with jump scares, very comforting.
But you're so desensitized to it at that point. They don't get me anymore.
They just don't
I've just
get
been
me
watching
anymore.
like explanation videos, like somebody explained the whole, not Resident Evil, Silent Hill franchise from like the very first one to the very last one. Which, are you gonna play Silent Hill 2?
Speaking of analog horror, and I will if I can. It depends on if I have a controller. Looking at you.
I need to get that controller.
The Walton Files. That's like a crossover of a Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Not clone, but like similar vibe and analog horror.
Geb, I watched a video on Geb. That one was really cool.
Geb.
Yeah, it's an analog horror. That follows an old OS system, like a Windows knockoff.
And I guess technically speaking, The Backrooms by Kane Pixels. That's like an analog horror in its own right.
And that's a really, really good one.
And that's not the only one that exists within that universe that he's done, because there's been like, what's it called? The old house. What's it called? Something about that. The one about the abandoned mall and the scary thing that's rolling after you. I don't remember what it's called. It's called something. I know it's called. Mikey should know. He's into that stuff. Now I need to look. No, don't play. What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? The Oldest View. That's what it's called. And it's in the same place, essentially. Or I guess lack of place. But yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I feel like that would be an interesting one to cover. We would both probably have to only pick one though if we wanted to even talk about them in depth. Anyways, do you have any better understanding of FNAF lore now, Qestir?
Incredibly.
Okay.
It's your turn to now give the explanation.
I need an essay.
I
By
want
midnight.
you to give me your summarized explanation of all the events we just laid out before you.
Okay. There is a man named Henry and a man named Michael who open an animatronic shop together. Their children.
It was William. It was William, not Michael. It was William.
William, sorry. Michael's the
You said
kid.
it so confidently.
She really did.
William, my bad. A man named Henry and William who open this shop together. Their kids start dying. They hate each other. Then they start making these animatronics. Well, William starts making these animatronics to kill more children. I never really understood why he's killing all these additional children. But yeah, that's the general idea of the story. There's a lot of different kind of animatronics, but they all just trap children, and then these children's souls or remnants or whatever are stuck in the animatronics, and they're trying to get revenge, and then in the end everyone's stuck in one room and they all burn down. Or that's the goal.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
You skipped a lot.
But she's still not wrong.
I'm on a time crunch.
there's a lot of paraphrasing, and also I think one of the events came out of order, and also, but you know,
What is order? I'm old. I don't have order. I just have remnants of memories. And
Wow.
I stick them together.
so you
Now
have
that's a tie-in.
you have the souls of dead children inside of you.
With her own dead soul.
Oh God. Well,
I mean, I think she did great. I'd give
Thank
her a
you.
solid B+.
Thank you.
well, that's also coming from you who didn't know the lore either. So she can
You're
explain the
fine.
lore to someone who doesn't understand.
Yeah, like I can go to my bedroom and tell my wife everything I just told you, and she would be amazed.
I thought you were just kidding. I could go to my bedroom and talk to a wall, and you know what? It would be amazed about what I know now. You could explain it to Cooney. You could practice your speech. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, then the goal was achieved. That's all we needed.
Yay!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
She understands a little bit more of this horror series.
Yes. Will I ever play it? No. But at least I know the lore.
But you like horror
Generally.
games.
But not suspenseful ones.
That's
Not jump
literally like
scare
every horror
focused
one.
game, though.
Yeah,
No,
she doesn't
like,
mean
jump
suspense. She means
scare.
like jump scares, like just
Right.
waiting in a room and having to press a button and then getting jump scared if she doesn't. She doesn't like
First of all,
those kinds of horror.
I love
I'm-
that.
My sister
old
location
and I-
isn't that.
I don't have reaction time. That's
I
non-existent.
love how that implies that the entirety of the Five Nights at Freddy's game is you sit in a room, and if you press a button, you get jump scared, and that's it.
I mean, it kind of is. Like the first two games. I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so
I mean,
funny.
summing up those games, yeah.
Well,
She
I
might like
mean,
sister location, but she'd get sick really fast.
see, but
Or are
that's
they first person?
That's first person. You're like
Yeah.
moving around.
to
and
be
stuff.
fair, all of them
Ow.
are like a weird mix of first person, but not quite. Except for the what's it called? The newest one.
Security breach.
That one. That one's like full on first person, like 3D movement and everything. But everything else is almost kind of like on a scroll wheel. If that makes sense, of like you have to move
Mhm.
from left to right to look at different parts of the screen. It kind of
That would make me
honestly,
sick.
it feels like what a game would have felt like to play back in the early 2000s. Not even gonna lie. Because it's very point and click forward. Like, it's not that advanced until Security Breach, and then it turns into like a modern-ish game.
To be fair, the first game did come out in 2014.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That was a long time ago.
Aren't we old?
God.
The only
I feel old.
horror
This
games
suit
that I
is
can
getting
think
hot.
of, I'm sure it does. The only other horror game that I really want to play with Qestir is Reanimal and Little Nightmares 3. I don't think she'd get as sick in those. She will get sick.
In Little
but not us.
Nightmares, I feel like she might.
It's not first person.
No,
so
but the camera
she
movement
should
be whack sometimes.
Oh.
I'm hoping by the third one it's not that bad.
It'll be fine.
But then again, I can't get Qestir's time ever. She has no time for me anymore.
Where am I now? What am I doing now?
You're on a podcast. Did you forget?
I know
I'm
you're
next to
old,
you.
Qestir, but come on.
I'm in a suit
I'm-
of a bear.
My bad. Let's let Quiz breathe.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm scared about what you're about to do.
Hold on. Give me
I
a
mean,
second.
I'm going to anticipate and expect
Something amazing.
Give me
nudity somewhere.
No.
What kind
I
of
was
nudity?
promised nudity at the beginning of this podcast.
Sarah,
You were?
take off your clothes.
Oh my god.
I thought I was already naked. I'm in this suit.
Are we
Oh,
on
God.
C17 now?
Oh god. Oh god.
No.
What's
Yes.
happening?
What's
His head is
happening?
gone.
It ate
He
him.
was the bite of 87.
No.
Oh god.
He's...
Okay.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
I'm sorry to break the illusion.
Oh no!
It is in fact just me. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's just...
Just your eyes, though, not the rest of your head.
Here. Oh no! Why am I so small?
That is so cute.
It was a miniature me piloting it the whole time.
But also, your hat's just floating way above.
Oh, now there's
I'm a
two
witch.
hats.
What do you want from me?
It looks so cute and tiny.
So cute.
Anyways, with that, we're gonna call it here.
Thank you for the education.
Oh my gosh.
Woo, education that you're gonna forget in the next like 10
You
hours.
shush.
I'll quiz you. I'll quiz you in June. I'll say, what do you remember?
Right? He's gonna come back with those other quiz questions that Sarah made
Yeah.
specifically in like 3 days, and you have to answer them all correctly.
Oh boy.
I'll make you answer it live on my stream on Wednesday.
I'll just study this podcast again before you guys get here.
Oh boy. Well, I doubt that'll help, but I like your confidence. That's what makes a good performer. Anyways, I should be streaming this Wednesday. Sarah might be streaming this Tuesday. Ask her.
Depends on how I feel.
I was supposed to say, ask her and her holes.
It's my hope too, but we'll see.
And if I get my way and I suggest it in time and everyone agrees with me, I might be streaming on Friday.
Ooh.
What are we playing?
Marvel?
No,
Not Marvel?
believe it or not, no. I mean, we could if you
Oh.
want, but I have a different desire.
Oh,
What?
okay. I guess we'll find out on Friday.
Revealed later.
Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
What
Alright,
kind of... I was about to say something really bad.